Hopefully you guys can see me. I don't know, but hoping. But I just wanted to make a video venting about something that's been bothering the fuck out of me. Okay, so a lot of you guys know that I was born with a muscle disease. It hasn't been pinpointed exactly what it is yet, but I've been given a general name for, what I go through every day, which is myopathy. So basically my point is I'm limited when it comes to doing things. Like some things that normal people do all the time, I find it difficult to maneuver for. So I'm not like every other person in the world. And, I can't help that. But here's what I want to talk about. Since I am limited and I can't do literally everything, everyone does all the time, I can only do so much. And which means I can only accumulate so much money in a month. I can only, accumulate so much help other than finances in a month. There's only so much I can take on. There's only so much I can help with. So that's what I'm starting with. So a lot of you know that I moved in with my boyfriend Ryan about 3-4 months ago. And a lot of you know he's not the only one I live with. I'm not going to say any names. I'm not going to say any relations because some of you already know. But to the people who don't, I'm not trying to bash the person, so none of your business. But thank you for watching anyway. But all I'm going to say is that this particular person does not appreciate at all what I do, okay? This person goes off every day. Okay, it's a woman, whoops. They recently found a job a couple weeks ago, and ever since then, I've taken on the responsibility of like cleaning the whole house and everything like that because she works a lot more than I do. She has to go out and work and everything like that a lot more than I do. And so does my boyfriend. So I take on the responsibility of cleaning the house. I do the dishes, I do the dusting, I do the tidying, I make the beds, I mop the floors, I sweep the floors, I clean all the windows, I sweep outside. I straighten up outside, I take out the trash, I take out the recycling. I do it all. I even make dinner. Like, I do it all. Everything that I can possibly do to help out, I do it. But this person in particular never appreciates it. The person always comes home and looks for something to complain about, looks for something to bitch about. The other day, it was actually the fact that I cleaned all the dishes, right? And I stacked them in the cupboard. They were fine. They were not going to fall out or anything. What's this person do? They come home, they open up the cupboard to get a clean plate out to make dinner, and they go, "Oh my gosh, these plates are going to fall. We have to rearrange these." She takes them all out of the cupboard, rearranges them just to make me look like I didn't know what I was fucking doing. And they were fine. And backtrack a little bit when I said they were going to make dinner. No, they were not going to make dinner. They were going to get their leftovers from the dinner that I made. But my point is, and this isn't the only thing. This is just one thing that's, like one of the newest things that this person's complained about. But the point is that no matter how much work I do around this house, no matter how many, things that I buy for this person until this person gets their, payment cycles from their new job going, no matter how many things I try to help her out with or help everyone out with, this person always finds a reason to complain like I'm not good enough. I'm never good enough. I don't do things exactly the way that this person does it. So they're not done right. That's how this person thinks. And it's fucking ridiculous, to be completely honest with you. But anyway, that's one thing. Another thing is because I don't make, that was fact. That was like completely and utterly true, and I know that for a fact that this person doesn't appreciate me. What I'm going into now is my feelings on appreciation. Like, I feel in this case that I'm not appreciated and I'm not good enough. This is coming from within, okay? This part isn't due to anything anybody has said or anything anybody has necessarily done. It's just a feeling. It's a vibe, you know? But anyway, what I'm getting into is, now because I don't make as much money as either person I live with, I feel like sometimes I get like the shaft. Like, you know, even though I pay my share of the rent, I pay my share of the electricity, I pay my use of food, I pay for my own necessities, I pay for everything my cat needs, and I pay for whatever else I need. Even though I take care of myself, I still feel like because I'm not making as much money as they do, that I'm not as good as them. And it's very most likely just an insecurity of mine. But there's also vibes. There's just vibes that I get. Like, you know, just, and you know what? Actually, I said a minute ago that no one has actually said anything to make me feel this way. But you know what? I just remembered. Actually, the person I was talking about a minute ago actually has before. She almost did. She didn't like, she kind of stopped herself, but she almost said what could have really hurt my feelings and what kind of sparked this. A few weeks ago, this person said something like, well, I don't have a disability and I don't get help from the government. Like, and then she stopped. So it's like, just because I have a disability that I was born with that I can't fucking help, and I get earned income from the government, does not, just because I get that means that I'm not as good as you? Like, honestly, thinking about it while I've been talking about this, that's what sparked this whole fucking feeling, this whole fucking vibe. That's what sparked it. You know? Even though I work and I do what I have to do every fucking day, just because I get a fucking check from the government, I'm not good enough. I'm not as good as you guys. Oh, okay, well, excuse the fucking hell out of me. If I wasn't living here, you would come home to a fucking dirty house, no dinner fucking made, you know, fucking dirty laundry, fucking leaves all over the back porch and the front porch. Like, you would not be talking the way you're talking now, basically. You know, and also, you wouldn't have a pack of cigarettes to smoke right now if it wasn't for me. You know, it's just shit like that pisses me off. If you want to judge me, fucking judge me. But what you think of me is none of my business. So don't go telling me. You can think whatever the fucking hell you want to think, but when you come and tell me about it, that's where I fucking draw the line. I don't want to know. That's not my fucking business. Keep that shit to yourself. And if you don't, and I backlash at you, well, guess what? You deserve it. You don't know anything that I fucking go through in a fucking day. You don't know how embarrassing it is when I go to the fucking store to buy a fucking loaf of bread and I can't even hold the fucking money in my hand still. I'm fucking shaking like this because I have a fucking muscle disease that I cannot fucking control. You know, you don't know how humiliating it is when some days I can hardly get the fuck out of bed and dress myself. A 23-year-old fucking woman. You don't know how frustrating and how humiliating and how embarrassing that is. So how fucking dare you sit there and insult me for being on disability, for having a government check every month? How fucking dare you? You don't fucking know what I've gone through. You don't fucking care. So you know what? Shut your fucking mouth. I haven't gotten that pissed in a long time. I'm just, I'm so, I could sit here and I could apologize for not being as independent as some people, for not being as strong physically and in control as some people. I could sit here and apologize for that. But how can I apologize for something that I didn't even do to myself? And why should I? It's not like I have this problem and I don't do anything. I go to the doctor. I clean the house. I pay my share of everything and then some. I help out extra when I can. I run errands for the people I live with when they have to work instead. I do things because I care. I don't have to do any of that. I could merely pick up after myself, not worry about anybody else that lives here, make food for myself, pay my share of the bills, and say fuck you everyone else. But I don't do that because I actually give a damn. And I'm not that kind of person. What I do in a day may not be as much as you do in a day. But maybe the people who think this way about me need to stop and think that maybe as much as you do in a day, I can't do in a day. But I wish like hell that I could. If only you knew how this disease affects me. If only you knew how much I hate having to rely on the government sometimes. If only you knew. I don't know if it would make a difference, but I would feel a little bit better if you knew exactly how I felt. All I do every day, the only thing that I strive to do each and every day is the best that I can do. And I have been doing that. The best that I personally can do. And if that's not up to your standards, I'm sorry you feel that way. But in this life, in this journey, it is not about being the best. It is about being your best. This is not a competition. I don't want it to be. All I ask is if anyone out there has a problem with the way that I live and the way that I am, whether I can help it or not, it's your prerogative to have your own opinion. It's your prerogative to think what you want. But please, keep it to yourself. Because telling me isn't going to help a damn thing. If anything, it's just going to make it worse.